Welcome to our exploration of Hans-Hermann Hoppe's thought-provoking book, Democracy, the God That Failed. In this video, we'll delve into the main arguments and insights of Hoppe's critique on democracy, monarchy, and natural order. Hans-Hermann Hoppe is a prominent economist and political theorist known for his work on the Austrian School of economics. His book, Democracy, the God That Failed, challenges conventional wisdom and offers a compelling case for alternative forms of governance. The book begins with a critical analysis of democracy. Hoppe argues that democracy, contrary to popular belief, does not protect individual liberty and property. Instead, it leads to increased state power and social decay. Hoppe highlights the concept of time preference in his critique. In a democracy, politicians are elected for short terms and have a high time preference, meaning they prioritize short-term gains over long-term benefits. This results in policies that are detrimental in the long run. In contrast, Hoppe argues that monarchies, where rulers have a longer-term perspective due to their hereditary status, tend to implement policies that are more beneficial in the long run. Monarchs have a vested interest in preserving the value of their realm for future generations. One of the key points Hoppe makes is the comparison between private property and public property. In a democracy, public officials are seen as temporary caretakers of public resources, leading to exploitation and misuse. In a monarchy, the ruler is the owner, which incentivizes the preservation and responsible use of resources. Hoppe introduces the idea of natural order as an alternative to both democracy and monarchy. Natural order refers to a stateless society where private property, free markets, and voluntary cooperation form the basis of social organization. In a natural order, law and order are provided by private entities, and individuals have full ownership of their property. This system, according to Hoppe, leads to greater prosperity and freedom compared to state-controlled systems. The book explores historical examples to illustrate Hoppe's points. He examines medieval European societies where decentralized political structures and private law enforcement were more common and compares them to modern democratic states. Hoppe also addresses common objections to his ideas. Critics argue that without a central authority, society would descend into chaos. However, Hoppe contends that private institutions are capable of providing order and security more efficiently than state-run systems. Another important aspect of Hoppe's argument is his critique of egalitarianism. He believes that enforced equality leads to conflict and resentment. Instead, he advocates for natural hierarchies based on merit and voluntary association. Hoppe's analysis extends to the economic implications of different forms of governance. He argues that democracy leads to higher taxes, more regulation, and economic inefficiency. Monarchies and natural orders, on the other hand, are more conducive to economic growth and prosperity. The book also discusses the cultural consequences of democracy. Hoppe argues that democratic states promote a culture of dependency and entitlement, undermining personal responsibility and traditional values. Throughout the book, Hoppe emphasizes the importance of property rights. He believes that secure property rights are the foundation of a free and prosperous society. Any system that undermines these rights, including democracy, is inherently flawed. Hoppe delves into the concept of decentralization. He argues that smaller decentralized political units are preferable to large centralized states, as they allow for more competition and greater accountability. In addition, Hoppe critiques the idea of social contracts as a justification for state authority. He argues that such contracts are inherently coercive and lack genuine consent from individuals. Hoppe also explores the role of intellectuals and the media in sustaining democratic states. He argues that these groups often serve as propagandists for the state, shaping public opinion to support government policies. The book examines the impact of democracy on family structures. Hoppe contends that democratic policies undermine traditional family roles and contribute to social instability. Hoppe presents a detailed argument for secession as a means to achieve greater political freedom. He believes that smaller political units, achieved through secession, can provide a more effective safeguard against tyranny. Hoppe also delves into the moral and ethical foundations of his arguments. He asserts that democratic systems inherently violate the non-aggression principle, a cornerstone of libertarian philosophy. Furthermore, Hoppe explores the impact of democratic policies on education. He argues that state-controlled education systems promote conformity and hinder intellectual diversity and critical thinking. The book also addresses the concept of immigration in democratic societies. Hoppe contends that unrestricted immigration policies can lead to cultural clashes and economic strain, advocating for selective and voluntary immigration based on property rights. Hoppe criticizes the welfare state extensively, arguing that it creates perverse incentives and dependency, undermining the work ethic and leading to a decline in overall societal productivity. Another significant discussion in the book is the impact of democracy on warfare. Hoppe posits that democratic states are more prone to engage in wars due to the diffusion of responsibility and the influence of special interest groups. Hoppe also analyzes the effects of democracy on economic calculation and entrepreneurship. He believes that government intervention distorts market signals and hampers entrepreneurial innovation and efficiency. To summarize, Hans-Hermann Hoppe's Democracy, the God That Failed, presents a radical critique of democracy and argues for alternative forms of governance. His ideas challenge deeply held beliefs and encourage readers to reconsider the role of the state in society. Thank you for watching this in-depth summary of Democracy, the God That Failed. If you found these ideas intriguing, consider reading the book for a deeper understanding of Hoppe's arguments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Join us next time as we explore more groundbreaking ideas and perspectives from influential thinkers. Until then, stay curious and keep questioning.